Hi guys, if you watched the last video, which was my channel update, you know that I had just recently moved, and before I could start making more videos, either for painting or terrain making, first thing I needed was a dedicated computer desk, because my computer was just on a table after the move, so I needed a computer desk. And while I was at it, I was going to craft the desk like it was before, where it was also my craft area. So this is how I built a very simple temporary desk that will work at least for the next year or so, maybe some minor tweaks. So here you go.
Okay, so in my room now, it's kind of a more long and narrow room, and we have a closet built in that sticks out in the corner like that ish, and there's a window here and another one across the room here, and the doorway is here in this direction. So what I needed to do was create a desk that I could sit in the corner, and my thought was to build something so I'd have an 8-foot plank of just like a big shelving plank here, and then another smaller one here. This isn't quite to scale. So yeah, don't laugh about the scale, but so this is kind of the rough idea. So then we'd have a craft area up by this window, and the doorway's here, so you could walk in, everything would be open, so you're not running over yourself. So we could have shelves here and in this corner, and basically just fill the room full of storage past the desk. So because I'm renting and I didn't want it built in, and because the stairs coming up to the second floor is very narrow, I wanted to build it in smaller pieces that I could just carry up, so I didn't have to build too much up here, but at the same time it could be disassembled. So what I had designed was to have a stand on the left, one on the right that could cross the two pieces, and then another smaller one that would hold it here. Again, this is not to scale, but basically, so you'd have a sitting area here, and then a sitting area here. Oops, that's obviously the wrong direction. The sitting area there. Can I get that? Nope, make it wider. There we go. So the chair could go here and then just turn in here. Plenty of light for the craft area section here, and I could have the monitors for the computer here, and then we'd have some storage. So that is the plan. Let me show you what I did. Okay, so for the build, what I decided to use was just dimensional lumber, so 2x4s and 1x4s for the whole build. That's just to make things relatively inexpensive and simple, because you can pick up that wood just about anywhere. So if I did miscalculate and needed more lumber, I could just go get some more. Or with the old gaming table, it also used dimensional lumber, so I could also use those planks as much as I could. So because most of it's repeatable, I did just set up a stop block to make these cuts, and I was having a lot of troubles with the one side being too heavy, since I lost the part that helps hold the wood. So I just went and got a ladder and just put a little help, keeps the lumber up when I'm making my cuts with the ladder. So just like anything else, if you're missing what you need, make do or figure out another way to make it happen. So yeah, other than that, just making tons of repeated cuts, and then adjust the stop block to being the new length, and then make those cuts. So for the next part, after I got all the cuts made for what I need to for all the sections of the desk, I just brought them out on the sawhorses, and I just used the top of the desk as my flat surface to work this on. And I did pre-drill and screw all these holes. I did not use glue because I want this to be able to come back apart at some point in time, so I didn't want to overly do it. If you have a pocket hole jig, this is where you want to use that, because it will make these joints much tighter than what I have. But other than that, this is all I did, and I just went through with my plans, told me which boards need to be in the middle and which boards need to be on the outside to make the lengths correct. And then it was just a matter of pre-drilling and then screwing all of them. And I used a quick square just to make sure the corners were as square as possible. It didn't have to be perfect, just enough to get the job done. Okay, so after each box is created, basically you have two sets of each top and bottoms. You'll have something for the bottom of the legs and something for the top for the desk to sit on. So this is where the repeatable comes in. So, and then the bigger section is the same thing, and then the two smaller pieces. After that, it was a matter of just cutting the legs to length, and then just this is the part that it gets a little bit more exacting, because I wanted the desk to be the height of my chair arms as it is right now, so that I would reduce some wrist strain. The table I was using for my desk before was creating a lot, so it really made me think about it, and I wanted to make sure I did the right height. And then what I did was just set it back on the flat surface, and then I clamped the legs down inside the box, and then same thing, just drill and screw them together, and then just flip it around the next legs, clamp it, drill and screw, and just rinse, repeat till the whole thing is done. For the that was the top. So then for the bottom, where the legs are going to go, to give it some height off the floor, I just put another set of 2x4s, and I just always use the same ones for the height. Set the top on there, and again, screw, or pre-drill and then screw until it's done. And that's what each piece looks like. Again, I know it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it is functional, it gets the job done, and that's what I needed. So there's the bigger section along with the smaller section, and it was at this point when I started building the third piece that I realized that I had mismeasured in my head what I needed for the top. For some reason, I had it that the legs would actually, or the top rectangles would be sitting on the legs and then the desktop on top of it. So I was adding in that extra 3.5 inches that I didn't need to. So I end up having to pull them all back apart, create new legs, and then here's the middle section with the correct legs length in it. It was, thankfully I caught it before I started hauling everything up into the room while still working on the shop. So then I had to redo the legs. So here's me just redoing everything, and that's how that's what it looks like when all the pieces are done. And then I moved them into the room so you can see where you have the smaller section on the right, a kind of a medium piece that goes in the corner that is big enough that the overlap for one of the desktops, and then the larger section off onto the left. And then with the tops on them, what do you want to say, that the countertop has a little bit of a lip on the left hand side and none on the longer pieces, and that works perfect for what I need. And then it's not quite flush against the wall, which is fine, because then I was able to run some cords behind it. But as you can see with the white top, I didn't really want white. I wanted a wood color, but the store was out, and all they had in the two pieces that I needed was white. And now that I have the white, I am actually quite happy, because it has a lot of light that bounces off of it. So I'm hoping it'll make painting pretty nice. Let me go back to the first picture, and because it went out of order, of course, but that's what it looks like with the computer on it. So as with It's only a 24-inch desktop, but with the vertical stand that I have with my monitors, it leaves me plenty of room for the computer and plenty of room for a craft area off to the side, and still has plenty of room for my work machine as well. So that's pretty much it. I think the next pieces to build is going to be some slats over these bottom shelves. Just again, something really simple like 1x4s that will allow me to use them as a shelf as well. And then after looking at it for a couple of days, and this is the best part, the basic design was all pre-done. But then I got everything in there and kind of played around with where the computer's going to go. And now that I have that, I can restructure how the shelves are going to work. Because now that I'm looking at it, there's definitely plenty of room here for me to go ahead and build some drawers so that I'll have more storage right here. There, you can't see the chair is blocking it here, but on the right-hand side, that's actually almost too small for anything useful. But I might put some long shelves in there for, I don't know, paints or something along those lines. So, and then the one in the corner, I think it's just again going to be shelves that for stuff I don't need that often. So, the stuff on the left more for computer, the stuff on the right more for craft, but with the shelves and everything. Anyway, that's it. Now that this is built, thanks for watching, and expect some more painting or terrain making videos in the future. Thanks.